As a writer, I am drawn to the human subject, to people and their stories. The explorer interests me more than geography, the ichthyologist more than his fish. It matters little if the brave companions were immediately successful in the eyes of the world, for to David McCullough, the key is attitude. In Brave Companions, McCullough celebrates the human quest above materialistic achievement, placing curiosity and purpose in the highest regard. McCullough admires the attempts of these personalities to preserve innate aspects of American civilization before they vanish. Through each of the Brave Companions, McCullough motivates mankind to embrace its relationship with nature through travel and exploration. An intimate relationship with nature, combined with persevering courage, results in a true understanding of progress, improving quality of life by striking a balance between humanity and nature. Americans must shake off the bliss of ignorance and take up traveling in time through the reading of history. McCullough caters to all educated audiences by making this claim. Furthermore, he motivates the youth of society to focus on historical study and urges the general public to appreciate history. McCullough convinces the reader that true knowledge of one's culture, background, and purpose in life derive from understanding the past. The portraits of famous explorers, naturalists, photographers, and artists, in addition to the renowned landmarks and government institutions, enable the author to connect with a diverse audience. Brave Companions is composed of a brief introduction and 17 biographical portraits of outstanding historical figures. The introduction captures McCullough's evident enthusiasm and the author's attitude towards the art of historical writing. Furthermore, the chapters of the book are broadly organized into 5 sections. The first part, Phenomena, features portraits of von Humboldt, Agassiz, and Harriet Beecher Stowe. Part 2, The Real West, describes the frontier travels of Frederick Remington and Theodore Roosevelt. Part 3, Pioneers, recreates construction of the Panama Canal and the Brooklyn Bridge, and also the experiences of famous aviators. Part 4, Figures in a Landscape, consists of portraits McCullough is personally acquainted with. Part 5, On We Go, reflects on the legacies of American history and addresses the future of history. By dividing the portraits into 5 distinct but very much interconnected categories, McCullough sequentially elaborates on all aspects of his thesis: the human quest, relationship with nature, courage, progress, and preserving the past. Due to the sound evidence and specific factual information, McCullough earns immense credibility to his argument. In order to establish that an optimistic attitude and the human quest precede the material world's perception of success, McCullough presents examples of remarkable characters often ignored today. The author presents Alexander von Humboldt, whose epic explorations of South America surpassed the Lewis and Clark expedition. Louis Agassiz, whose love for nature and teaching revolutionized the education system at Harvard. McCullough also hopes to portray the Brave Companions as courageous, free-spirited role models to readers, especially youth. Importantly, he creates his true meaning of progress with these characters. Through the example of Lindbergh, the first aviator to successfully complete a solo crossing of the Atlantic. McCullough establishes that where there is a will, there is a way. Lindbergh's passion for nature, kindled through aviation, led him to apply his long-distance vision to progress as well. As our civilization progresses, if our follies permit it to advance, I feel sure that we will realize that progress can be measured only by the quality of life. All life, not human life alone. Similarly, the example of 6th generation Letcher County Kentuckian Henry Codill forces readers to introspect about true progress. In essence, the story of Codill is the tale of a one-man campaign against technological abuse of an environment. By vehemently protesting strip mining near the Cumberland Mountains, Codill joins Lindbergh in asserting that the short-term benefits of technology hardly make up for natural destruction. McCullough delineates progress and bravery through a former world-famous naturalist, Miriam Rothschild. Orphaned at the age of 15 and later the mother of 6 children, Rothschild never failed to blossom her innate love for naturalism. She fervently sported the motto, "I must say, I find everything interesting." During World War II, Rothschild was a fiery opponent of the war, upholding the principle that progress originates from discovery and study, not diabolical warships and missiles. As evidenced by the stories of Lindbergh, Codill, and Rothschild, mankind realizes that unwavering courage facilitates recognition, and that true progress is attained by revering nature and the sanctity of human life. While the variety of historical examples greatly bolster McCullough's message, a select few also provide rich primary sources. The handful of interviewees, aptly titled Figures in a Landscape, includes accomplished writer Conrad Richter and famous photographer David Plowden. Richter, a pure story artist, encourages mankind to focus on the old verities, including devotion to truth and self-reliance, that slowly vanish from American society. McCullough imbibes a similar principle through his rural Illinois adventure with David Plowden. Plowden recognizes the responsibility to preserve aspects of American civilization before they vanish. He uses his knack for historical observation and passion for traveling to capture American beauties such as the SS Aglasu and Pittsburgh Point Bridge, which have now perished. Through primary sources as Richter and Plowden, McCullough masterfully conveys the message of the brave companions. Preserve material and immaterial aspects of American civilization before they vanish. With this being said, the author intentionally fails to address all aspects of fulfilling the quest, similar to that of the brave companions. He asserts that an optimistic attitude is key, that historical learning is vital, and that reverence to all life is mandatory. Additionally, McCullough advises, look at people when you travel, talk to people, listen to what they have to say. With evidence of the far-fetched travels of Frederick Remington, Theodore Roosevelt, Alexander von Humboldt, and his own travels, McCullough implies that traveling leads to greater understanding of humanity. But outside this realm, McCullough leaves the seemingly unending road of adventure up to the reader, including the question, of what fundamental goal to pursue. His praise is derived from the fact that he can thoroughly relate with a number of the companions who first began their journeys as mere amateurs. Educated at the Yale University, McCullough develops a fascination with history and delves into its demanding depths as an amateur. Similarly, several of the brave companions approach their future field of expertise only as amateurs, with passion being the driving force. For example, McCullough closely relates with Harriet Beecher Stowe, author of the revolutionary novel Uncle Tom's Cabin. Incensed by the evils of plantation slavery, Stowe played a major role in sparking the Union's victory in the Civil War. Consequently, she emerged as one of America's most celebrated authors. McCullough previously published various sections of Brave Companions as individual essays. For example, the chapter Extraordinary Times was formerly a namesake article in the journal Life. In addition to primary sources such as in-depth interviews of Richter, Rothschild, Plowden, and Codill, McCullough ensures reliability by invariably visiting historical sites associated with his subjects. For example, he visits Panama and quotes the Panama Star while referring to the construction of the Panamanian Railroad. In Chapter 9, Long Distance Vision, McCullough directly quotes his pilot subjects to enhance his characters' personalities. From Lindbergh's Listen, the Wind to Neville's On the Beach,